Start out with Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a prayer.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our Father in heaven, we are grateful for this day that we have. We're grateful for the rain that we're receiving at this time, and we're grateful for all the great gifts and blessings that we have. We're grateful that we live in a country that we are able to be involved in our kids' educations and the opportunities that we have to serve in this community. We ask as we meet that we will discuss and make decisions and do things that will be pleasing unto thee. We ask thee that to always bless those that are in our community with safety. We bless those families that have lost precious belongings and homes here lately. Bless them that they will receive the things that they need, and bless us that we may have opportunities to serve them. We ask thee to bless all those others that we're not aware of that are in need of thy assistance. And we say this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. All right, future board meetings, July 23rd, August 13th, and August 27th, all at 6 o'clock here at the administration building. Revisions to the agenda, I don't have anything except for one on HR. So we'll go to public recognition.
And we don't have any of those today, but I will say again that this year we will be recognizing our teacher and staff members of the year. We'll bring them in, and we also will have a gift for them from our sponsor again, First Farmers Bank and Trust. So we'll start that up again. That will be kind of like our spotlight that we've done in the past, but it will be our 12 members that were selected as the teacher and staff members of the year.
Great. Any school recognition?
No.
Nothing? Presentations? No. Good. Public comment on agenda items only. All right. Move on, I gotta switch gadgets here. Claims. No. Approval of minutes. I was not down far enough. Can I get a motion a second to approve our meeting minutes for June 11th?
I'll move.
Motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that passes. Claims and payroll for 23 and 24. Anybody have any questions on the claims? They haven't already been answered. All right. Payroll.
I move to accept claims.
Second. Got a motion and a second to approve of the claims. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Payroll. We got two of them here. Anything?
Yeah, the difference between the two, just so you're aware of, is summer school. So summer school started coming out then on that last payroll in June. So that's part of the increase there for that. So.
Okay. Questions or problems on payroll? I get a motion second to approve that.
Move to accept payroll. Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve payroll 23 and 24. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Financial summary.
So this is just end of June cash balances. So that kind of completes what we call a fiscal year. So our fiscal year runs from July 1 to June 30th. So a lot of times the reports that we have to submit to the state, et cetera, are going to represent fiscal year numbers, even though we operate on a calendar year, as far as the budget's concerned. So anyway, these are where we end up at the end of June. Cash balances look well, still, trending in the right direction. From January, at the start of the calendar year, we had a cash balance of 27 million. And at the end of June, cash balance of 29 million. So we continue to see improvements in those areas overall.
Okay, looks good. Interest rates are helping us. From that. Covered a lot of expense. All right. I'm gonna get back to the next one.
Is part of the financial summary, part of the 2025 budget?
Yep, that's where we're
So,
at.
okay. Like to start doing it this time of the year, kind of breaking up the budget as far as what we will eventually submit to the state. As a reminder, we have to have approval from the DLGF for a budget for education fund, operation fund, debt service, and rainy day fund. And so, like I said, I like to break them up so that we're not doing it all at once. We start with the simpler ones here early on, which is the debt service and the rainy day fund. So for debt service, this is kind of what we're looking for the 2025 budget. That line 15 amount represents what that total debt service cost would be. The first part, the first line at the top is what we've already established with the 2023 bond borrowing. So we've established what our amortization schedule is to pay that bond off. So those are our payments through that. And then the last line, that is an estimate because we have not borrowed yet. So we'll have a truer reflection of what that number will be once we borrow for the 2024 bond for the Northfield project and Metro North project. So that number is a little higher than probably what the actual will be. And again, part of that process is because we have to submit this to the DLGF, we err on the side of being higher, because if we undershoot, we can't come back and ask for more for whatever we submit to them. So in that case, we can adjust once we have true numbers when the budget's been, even if the budget's been approved before. So anyway, those are the numbers that will represent what our debt service will be. That would keep us at our current tax rate, so there will be no tax increase for the 2025 budget at this point. So
Rainy day.
rainy day budget is similar each and every year. It's there if we need it. We just have to provide a budget for that. A lot of times we don't spend very much out of rainy day fund because we don't need it. It's usually for emergency purposes for certain things. But we do create some line items in there for that budget. For the past, 5 or 6 years, it's been at $1 million. So we keep it at $1 million. If we need to use that, then we have the appropriations for it. If we ever need to go beyond that, then we would have to ask for additional appropriations through the DLGF process for that. But like I said, we don't touch it. So it's just there in case we need it.
Rainy day, can it be used on anything?
There are some guidelines based off of the resolution that was established when the rainy day fund was created. I mean, we can always go in and modify that resolution, for that, but a lot of it's just more for emergency purposes.
All right, any questions on that?
When was the estimate time to do the bonding? We will wait until, I
We
guess
had
my
to wait,
question is, we'll wait as long as we can.
well, we have to wait till at least we have what our new assessed valuations are. We don't get those until 1st of August. And then once that happens, then we can build out that amortization schedule based off of the assessed valuation. So as soon as we have that number, we can borrow at any time at that point. I think statutorily, for budget purposes, I think we have to have it done before December 1st. But that gives us a little bit of time to do that. I think last year when we borrowed for 2023, I think it was like in October-ish.
Yeah, I didn't know if the goal was to hold off as long as we could, anticipate hopefully some drop or something.
Sure.
And then just be able to float the expenses until that time.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have to float the expenses anyway because some of the work for the project has already begun, so.
No vote on that.
There's no
tonight.
vote on it,
That'll
it's
be
just
So we'll be,
for input, and then
Yep.
the next board meeting, we'll go over operations fund, and then the one after that, we'll do the education fund, and then we'll have some presentations after that, and lead us into our bond hearing probably in September sometime.
all right, move on to personnel. Under resignation, we have 3 here. Jennifer Poland as paraprofessional at Sharp Creek Elementary. That was immediately. Jessica France as a bus driver on the north side. That was effective immediately. And Tyler Cook, English teacher at Southwood High School, and that's effective immediately.
If I can mention a couple things on that. Jessica France, she's also a physical education teacher at the elementaries north, but she was one that was doing both. And so with the family, addition to the family, she's decided not to do that, but she did that for,
I think it was 2 years.
okay,
It might have been 2.
yeah, year and a half, yeah, 2 years. And then Tyler Cook, addition to her family, so being more of a stay-at-home mom, maybe doing some other things part-time, but she would like to, when the kids get older, mentioned that would love to come back if she could, or Southwood and all the people there, but when we make that family decision.
All right, under employment, we have Lori Schultz, bus driver on the north side, effective immediately. August Elliott, temporary first grade teacher at Southwood Elementary. It's effective at the beginning of the school year, August 5th. Soraya Hall, temporary second grade teacher at Southwood Elementary. And Ashley Large, a 3-hour cook at Southwood Elementary. Those are effective in August when school starts. We have, this will go to the second page.
Or we use the transfer.
Well, I can do the same. Yeah, transfer, we have, Gina Morissette, transferring from a general education bus driver to special education bus driver effective August 7th. And then we have Northfield's fall coaches in here. Brandon Baker, head football. Stan Cox, assistant football. Matt Burkhart, junior high assistant football. Joe Halderman, junior high football. Caleb Dyson, assistant football. Joseph Mitchell, assistant football. Jim Curry, assistant football. Adam Sweeble, assistant football. Ariel Dale, head golf. Brock Seislow, assistant golf. Haley Zolman, head cheer. Ashlyn Nickum, JV chair. Brittany Dawes, junior high chair. Andrea Beeks, head cross country. Kelly Beaver, assistant cross country. Eric Kirtland, assistant cross country. Hannah Brubaker, volunteer cross country. Kevin Lemmy, junior high cross country. Faith Cox, junior high cross country. Tiffany Livesay, head volleyball. Shelley Myers, assistant volleyball. Tony McKillop, assistant volleyball. Ashley Staley, 8th grade volleyball. Kenzie Griffin, 7th grade volleyball. Braylon Dieter, volunteer junior high cheer. Micah Higgins, assistant football, and Kat Hopper, assistant volleyball. All those in favor of the,
Move to accept.
I'll second that.
got a motion and a second to approve the HR. All those in favor, say aye. Any opposed? All right, passes. Reports. Heartland, anything, Matt?
It's been a while since we were over there. The big thing, remember I talked about cosmetology and CDL, there's only about 3 kids that didn't pass. They all did. They all ended up getting their diplomas or certifications, so that's really cool. That's about it, unless we start talking about. Huh?
The
NIPSCO?
Oh, the NIPSCO thing, yeah, which I haven't received anything. NIPSCO's wanting to run a line through there, and they're wanting to do it very quickly, and I said, there's lots of steps to go through, and I want to make sure where it's going, it's deep enough not to screw up farmer's tile and the tile there. I'm not sure exactly the line they're wanting to go. The guy didn't come to the meeting the last time, so we'll see this month, see what the plan is.
I did send a link that has some of that information on there, and then I think,
I reviewed the easement agreement.
right, I told him about that. I did have some questions that Floyd did, sent that to all the superintendents. I had some questions, I just didn't know for sure. I haven't heard back yet. I don't know if he got those to you or to who, Josh, but we can talk about that later, I guess, because it's more Heartland, but yet it's a report.
Right.
And it's something that we need to be aware of.
Because then once that goes, we have to bring it in front of here to approve it.
Josh, is that a permanent easement then? Like,
There's one
I
that's
can't
permanent.
remember off the top of my head, I think it was permanent for the maintenance of it, but there was a temporary for the construction.
So are they gonna have a station on that property, or is it just going under?
I did look at that, because
It's been more than a month now
Yeah.
since I looked at it.
I don't know whether they were in the outline or go, somebody told me they were going right through the middle of it.
There's some pictures on some of the information that we had, I mean, some drawings on pictures, drawings of that, so.
Well, I mean, if they wanna do it immediately, we've got costs out there too.
Well, they said
They will pay.
Pay for that.
There are provisions in there for that.
One of the big questions I had was
$10,000
too.
is one ball or two.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I said,
I
because
mean,
it
that's.
was 0.99 acres. 0.99 acres is worth a lot more right there. But,
You know what we were gonna pay for what? I mean, it has to be at least that much.
well, and actually Bowen was gonna pay how much?
A lot.
For it, yeah, so.
This,
Anyway,
this is in the farmland then?
Yeah, that's my understanding, because they were talking about.
Part of it is, not all of it.
It's been way too long.
I didn't want it to affect any kind of future plans or future construction.
Correct.
Well, it's not very close to building, existing building.
Well, right. If they want to run along the outside of the property line, I think that's pretty good, but cutting right through the middle of it, because we have a gas pipeline running through us, and it's not deep enough. I just want to make sure it's deep enough that.
Well, so what he's saying though, is if they do take it right through the middle, you just eliminated any possibility of ever selling it to anybody else.
Correct.
Or a height on it,
That's
because you
true.
got that thing going through the middle.
Right.
So if it goes down the long road, each of the road or someplace like that, then that wouldn't give, that takes the value down, I would say, of that piece of property when you have that thing
Right
running
through
through
the
the middle.
middle of it. Correct.
I'll get more information too, because I did ask some questions, and there, that link that I gave you though had like 5 or 6 documents on there, so it shows all those different things, but there are some questions I had too, so. Sorry to interrupt on that.
Oh, that's all right.
I know it's something that we're supposed to be talking about, so.
That's all.
All right, thank you. Superintendent.
Just some project updates, maybe more for our public, if anybody's listening, the people that are here tonight too. So locker rooms continue to progress. always things that come up and have to make some changes, things like that. Chris is really, Dr. Coon's really doing a great job of keeping everybody informed on that. The chiller is going to be delivered on the 11th, which is on Thursday. It'll take about 3 weeks to get that installed, so right before school. So that's good. That's been delayed for many months. But that's what we're hearing on a lot of different things like that, especially chillers and different kinds of things. The tennis courts, I think I've shown you some pictures, but they have everything cleared out. As far as that goes with some base, and we're having I think I sent you information about raising the one at Southwood a little bit to get a bid on that. We haven't got the quote yet on that. I don't think so. And then of course the demo of for the new construction. A lot of the new parking lots are basically for construction people and also for parents and also for buses. That's all been put down. I think you've seen some of those pictures. They've done some work just south of the CTE, what we call an ag building right now. They've moved a lot of dirt. We got that new ski slope that we'll rent out there just west of Sharp Creek. It's not very big though, so we don't have to have a lift or anything like that. But anyway, that's going to be there. They're supposed to seed that also, so that will be nice. It'll look better and not just a bunch of dirt and mud out there. So lots and lots of things happening right now all over the place. So that's good.
So signs, when will those be? I see they've already ran.
Yeah, they got the power there. They have the big
Talking about
pole
the
there.
digital
The
signs?
digital signs, yeah.
July 18th was when they're gonna start working on Northfield. And then after that, start doing Southwood, but we still we're waiting on some, brick and stuff like that, because they gotta put that foundation in first before they put the sign in.
And I did take a picture for you guys yesterday, but I never sent it then, but I took a picture of all the fencing that's up around Moorfield and Sharp Creek right now kind of shows the outline of where people cannot go, but they're still working on it. Well, they pretty much had it finished yesterday, but.
There'll be some signage that goes
A lot of
up, that's what I
signage.
thought you were talking about first, but there'll be some signage
Construction
that goes
signage.
up in those areas, and then we'll communicate that to our community here before school starts, so that they have an idea of understanding the new traffic flow patterns.
It's gonna be different, or is it basically the same going around?
It's gonna be
The
different.
back.
Yeah,
I mean, you're still gonna go around the back, but there are gonna be certain spots that are off limits.
off limits basically will be right there between Northfield and Sharp Creek. So that is off limits. That's only for construction and buses. So, but there'll be signage that we looked at and make sure that's all done appropriately.
So they do in Northfield.
Parking lot, just,
We're expanding it.
Oh, so that's all coming, okay,
There's some posts out there, you can see how far it's gonna go back.
so it's kind of like South.
Yep.
Oh, right.
Give us more staff and visitor parking for the school side.
Okay.
and then just maybe a couple other things. So it's interesting to note, school, officially, summer school ended last Wednesday, July 3rd. So no buses for about 4 weeks only, because we'll start running buses next 4 weeks from tomorrow.
Bus inspections tomorrow.
And bus inspection starts too, right? So we have no more students in school as of now. Of course, White's finished the week before. But then they'll be starting to end of July, so they're school all the time almost.
A lot going on in the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's busier than the rest of the year, I think. All right, curriculum.
The Trinium household started Charlotte's Web to the 5-year-old, so we're prepared for tears here in a few weeks.
Some big. I will say, Mr. Drake has been looking at the AP scores. We'll get more, he'll have more information for you later. I'm just starting to dig in those a little bit more, but very pleased with the AP scores and some excellent news on that too. So I'll be just a little teaser on that part of it. We can share officially, we'll probably do a document so we can show you everything. That just came out, I think yesterday was the first day we saw some of those. So,
All right, new business. We have a recommendation to approve no changes for the 2024-25 school meal prices.
Yeah, just after looking at where we stand cash balance wise and some other things, I mean, our recommendation is to not change anything that we did for last year as far as meal costs are concerned. I did throw some facts out there on your document. For some reason, they don't show
no
up on
inflation. When they go
yours.
when they go to PDF, I think they change,
Yeah.
they take away your.
But anyway, just, I thought they were interesting. So we have not changed meal prices since January of 2017. So they've remained the same since then. Our average monthly food cost though has increased.
I wouldn't have guessed it being that bad.
Yeah, say that again.
60,000.
So in 2020, our monthly average food cost was about $32,000, just over 32,000. In 2023, our monthly average went up to 48,000. And in 2024, right now, we're trending at almost 62,000. And so, if things continue to trend that way, next year, we probably will have to raise food service costs, but right now, I think we're good till 2024.
Okay.
If an emergency ever comes up, we can always, we've done it before mid-year where we've changed the price costs. I think we're okay for now.
Well, I think that's good. If we can keep those costs down, we can still afford it. Keep that going, because we know it's not cheap out there for families anywhere.
Yeah,
So,
and some of that meal cost is not just, I won't say just food cost per se, but like doing the free breakfasts has increased participation. So obviously there's an increase in number of meals being prepared, which that adds into the cost of the meal itself as well. So, and that's part of it. Too,
Right.
so.
Right. All right.
You can vote on that then.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need a recommendation for that.
Move to accept the meal prices.
Got a motion and a second to approve no changes to our meal prices for this coming school year. All those in favor, say aye. Any opposed? All right, motion passes. Our school calendar, we got the revision.
Yes, the reason for the revision, there are no date changes whatsoever, just to do the Reader's Digest version. Basically, there was language put in when you adopted it on November 14th to say that a lot of this was based on the 1003 flexibility waiver. Since we did receive the 1003 flexibility waiver, we no longer have to worry about some of the language, so we took out the language, which means on some of those days that it would say a makeup day, it won't be a makeup day because we actually will be using our 1003 flexibility waiver for some of those days, just like we have the last couple of years. The other change is not a date either. None of the dates have changed, but on June 1st, when we have our commencement, we are changing the times just slightly. Instead of starting at 2 p.m., we'll start at 1:30 p.m. And then we'll go 2.5 hours in between each time. We've had enough data to know now after 2 years of being at Honeywell with all 3 of our graduations that we can do it that way. So then Southwood will be first this coming year in 2025. Northwood will be second at 4 p.m. We don't put it on here because it's not, they have their own calendar, but then our bridge program will be at 6:30. So we go 30 minutes earlier as a start, but then we end 60 minutes earlier, especially for a lot of this, the families and students that travel across the whole state of Indiana. They'll be finished a little bit earlier so they can get home. So anyway, that is the recommendation. Again, for anybody looking at this, talking about a revision, all the dates stay the same, just some language and the change of times for graduation.
Any questions on that?
And if you want me to go over the whole thing with the 1003 flexibility waiver, I would love to share that again.
So move pass the revised school calendar for 24-25.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second to approve the revision to our 24-25 school calendar. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion passes. Unfinished business. I don't think we have any. Board policy? Public comment?
We received our new brochure and we're really impressed with it. So thanks to everybody that worked on it. It was really nice.
It was, I've had some good comments.
We did too.
I haven't got one.
You gotta live
I
in,
have seen it, it came to.
your wife probably has.
Yeah, you might check your mailbox.
Yeah, maybe you give it to the mailbox.
Mailbox.
Better watch out, I'm gonna get hit right here.
No,
I'm sure.
it'll be coming.
I had two,
It'll
so
be
I'll give
coming.
you one.
Okay.
We have one out there.
Yes, that was a good little brochure, had a lot of good information in it, and appreciate those that did spend a lot of time putting that together. Any items for board members? All right, we're adjourned.